Hello, welcome to the next video in the Full Stack Developer tutorial series. And in this video, we will continue to dive deeper into some additional annotations used in mapping files. So let's continue with the column annotation. So the column annotation is used to specify that a field in the class corresponds to a column in the database table. Some important attributes of the column include the name. So the name defines the column name in the database table. We have next the length. The length specifies the maximum number of characters for string fields. The default value of the length is 255. And we have next the nullable. So the nullable indicates whether this field can be null in the database. And you can check it in your database structure, and you can see the username with the constraint not null here. So if you see this, you need to set the nullable for this is phone like the database. Okay, and we have the next, the unique attribute. The unique attribute specifies whether the field should be unique. And we have some attribute that didn't have mentioned here. We have the insertable. Okay, the insertable determines whether this field can be inserted into the database. The default value is true, but if you change it to phone, so let's try it. You can recommend the code that insert a new user into your database, and let's try to run. Okay, you can see an exception here. The field name username doesn't have default value because you lock the insert table for this field, so the Hibernate doesn't get the value from this field. So when it creates a statement, it makes the field name username, but the field username in the database is a not null field, so it shows you an exception. For this, the field name doesn't have default value. Okay, and now we go to the next, that is updatable. Okay, updatable. So the updatable determines whether this field can be updated, and the default value also true. So let's check with the first lines of code here. I try to update an object, so let's run it. Okay, we have something weird here. Just recommend it. Alright, you can see here we doesn't get any exception, but you can check. So if the execution is successfully, the username with the ID 1 need to be updated by object, right? So let's check it in your database. Just run the select query and see, yeah, we have the first row with the ID 1 has the old value. It's not, it wasn't changed into the update by object. So let's try to remove this attribute or change it to true to check. Okay, let's run it again. Alright, let's check it again in your database. Yeah, we have the new value was updated for this row with ID 1. Okay, and we also have some attribute like the default, the column definition. You can set the default value in this for attribute, or if you don't want to use this attribute, we have an annotation for this, that is the column default annotation, and you set here. All right, now we will move to the next annotation. We have the formula annotation. So the formula annotation is used to define a virtual field that does not exist in the database, but is calculated automatically when retrieving data. For example, we have a value for maybe I will combine the field ID and the field name, calls the ID username. Super weird, but yeah, I don't have any idea better for this to explain. Okay, so just yeah, and inside the formula annotation we need to put a statement in something like SQL statement. For example, we put a concat command for the field ID and the field username. Okay, yeah, we need to put a space between them. All right, and let's change it a little bit about the toString method, and I will put the ID username, Okay, and let's run it to see. Oh yeah, need to change it a little bit. We will unrecommend the code that will print out the list of user here, and let's run it. Okay, you can see we have the field ID username will be combined from the ID and the username here. Is it correct? It's correct, right? Okay, so that is the formula annotation used for. In some example, for better understand, you can try to think about the something like the employee, and the employee maybe have the salary and maybe have the taxes, right? And you can calculate that tax from the salary of the employee by using the formula here. We use the formula for the field that doesn't have in your database. Okay, because we don't need to say this field in your database. We just calculate from the other fields to get it. Okay, and yeah, let's go to the next one, is the creation timestamp annotation. Okay, so if you check, all right, so first please recommend the code that inserts a new user here. Okay, let's try to run this. All right, check in your database, and yeah, we have the new row with ID 4 here, and you see we don't have any value for the created at because we didn't put the value for it. So if you want to put a value for it by the current time for created at, very much sense, right? So you need to do that by using the creation timestamp annotation. So let's try to run again and see what happened. Alright, and now you see the column of created at. We have the current time here. Very perfect, right? Yeah, so repeat again. The creation timestamp annotation help us to automatically set the current time as the default value for the day, for a day view. Okay, for a day view, just notice that for the day view, not for all the time. Okay, and if you want to create for the other time, you can use the annotation pre-persist annotation. Pre-persist annotation. Yeah, pre-persist annotation like this. And let me create another field. For example, we have a field name create pre-persist field. Okay, just like that. String. Yeah, we don't have string here. We have the character 50. Alright, and let's run again to change the database structure of this table and go back to here, put the column in column, put the name is the persist field. Okay, and I'm sorry, very sorry here, the private string persist field like this. All right, so you can do this. You can do the creation timestamp for this, right? Because this is not a data type field. So if you want to put a default value for this before you add it into the database, you need to create a method. Name, maybe I will set this method name set default value for persist field. Okay, and I try to set the persist field is set from persist like this. All right, so let's try this. Another column persist. Yeah. Pre-persist field. Okay, I put the wrong name column here. All right, so just run it again. All right, you can check it again. Now we have the column pre-persist field here with the default value set from pre-persist. So where it come from? It come from the pre-persist method here. So I will repeat again. The pre-persist annotation is used on a method. Please notice that used on a method that runs automatically before executing a database operation. Okay, so now you understand some basically annotation in the mapping file, right? and they are very important. Please remember them and understand how to use it, how to use them in basically way. Okay, so that's it for today's lesson. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave the comment below. And thank you, and see you in the next video.